Hi guys, as we saw during the summer, the prison system is completely broken. There is massive overcrowding in crumbling buildings, investigations have come back with damning reports, prisons with infestations, inmates spending up to 22 hours a day in cells, little or no support for prisoners, and prison officers' morale at rock bottom. However, the problems are not limited to just the prisons. The probation service is on its knees, and support for ex-prisoners is extremely lacking, meaning that the reoffending rate is completely out of hand. Labour have said that they've started fixing this, but after 14 years of Tory rot, it will be difficult and expensive. Here Tory MP Kevin Hollinrake tried to put a positive spin on the Tory rot.
Well, clearly, the prison populations are large and we could have delivered more places, but we were delivering them at record levels, 100 a week last year. We planned to deliver 20,000 places, £4 billion of investment. We've delivered 6,000 of those, 14,000 to deliver. That's now the responsibility of the Labour government, and they've got to step up to the plate to deliver them.
What was the delay?
Well, I think it's always a case, if you decide to lock people up, sooner or later that prison population is going to exceed the number of places. But we were always tough on crime. So, yes, there were some timing issues, and we had COVID crisis where you couldn't deliver the places. So a number of things going the way. No, that's true.
Oh, when it comes to construction, they were the first people back during COVID.
Yeah, but it did delay things, as I'm sure you'll recognise. There were all kind of supply chain issues following that, so it did cause delays. But, I'm not saying we didn't make mistakes. Of course, governments always do. But we were doing the right things. 20,000 more places, £4 billion of investment. Labour now need to be held to account for that. What are they doing now to deliver those places? We delivered 6,000.
Yes, so not
14,000 more.
Yep.
No, but we had 20,000 places we had planned. Yeah. 6,000 delivered, 14,000 more to be
But you didn't deliver them, so you delivered 6,000.
Well, we weren't in government anymore. That was 6,000 by the time we were voted out of office.
Yeah.
So we can't be responsible for those now. Labour have got to take responsibility.
But the actual fact is you delivered 6,000.
You delivered 6,000, not an extra 14,000 or 20,000. It was 6,000. Now, the problem, of course, is that his party were in power for 14 years. Now, he, of course, tried to use the pandemic as an excuse. Well, the pandemic was 10 years after your party took power. And the prison system has been on its knees for a long time. Now, the Tories decided, for political reasons, not to invest in the prison service. Like, they tried to talk tough on tough on criminals, tough on criminality, putting more and more people away, putting people away for longer. Yes, but you're not investing in the system. And the crisis this year was, of course, people being released from prison early because the prisons were overcrowded. And a lot of these people reoffended. Why? Because there wasn't a system in place, or there was a system in place, but it wasn't sufficient to deal with the problems those people have after they've been released from prison. So, for example, there's no jobs available, there's no support for them. And we've seen interviews of people who were getting ready to go back into prison because there was nothing for them on the outside. So it's not just the prisons that are crumbling, it's also the support services that are supposed to be there. But the Tories decided, no, we're not going to focus on these things. We're instead going to focus on issues like immigration. They invested so much political capital and money on the issue of immigration that they abandoned pretty much everything else. When Kevin Hollinrake talks about more prison places and more support, was it sufficient? Of course it wasn't. It was papering over the cracks. It was designed just to show we're doing something, but in reality you're not doing anything, or you're not doing enough. The question has to be always, did you do enough? And if you didn't do enough, why did you not do enough? You had 14 years to sort this out, and you instead focused on issues like immigration, and you didn't even resolve that. So this is going to be a major problem. And of course, the Tories and Reform UK are going to sit on the sidelines and snipe and say, you're not doing it right, you're not doing it right, you should be doing more. Why are you releasing people from prison? Why aren't you stopping them from reoffending? This is like night following day. The Conservatives trash the system, underfund public services, and then complain about the consequences of that, and do not support the new government. Instead, they criticise. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.